draft. I don't have anything bad to say about Snake's draft. I would like to see Mong get Jaina if he could, but they had Uther on Kinu, and it was a solid draft overall. DK,
I dig it. Yeah, I mean, I think it was just a lot about the team fighting and positioning more than about what they chose in the end of all things. Just too much Anubarak focused down. You never really want to focus down the main tank, especially if it's got so much behind it.
Yeah, the
Ancestral and Locust Swarm and Hardened Shield, and this kind of gets out of hand. See if they change it up at all this time around.
Well, they're definitely thinking a lot more about what they're doing rather than just insta-lock banning the Zeratul. So I have to say, I think if they're thinking about this a lot, an Abathur ban might be not out of the question here.
That would be absolutely insane. That would really show just how afraid they are, how rattled they are that they lost a game like that.
They never had anybody dealing with them. They didn't have a roaming hero finding him, looking for him. They didn't have that kind of comp, so they needed Vala to be there basically all the time. Could not be going out trying to find trying to find Abathur. It's going to ban Uther first, and there's a Zeratul ban, which will give the potential for
they're gonna remove the problem by picking it. Let's see what they follow up with that there. I do like it. This is probably one of the last maps that Abathur's really going to have a good presence on as well, because it is a big three-lane map, so it has potential to push while everything else is happening.
This could shake up the rules for Snake as well. Like, who is going to play Abathur? Is it going to be Oreo-Man? You would think so, but it might also be Kinu, because he's the guy who's the most map-aware and the shot caller. But if Kinu plays it, then who's going to support? This is it could shake up the team comp for Snake quite a bit.
I don't think it'll be Kinu. I think, looking at their lineup, maybe it's going to be,
could be Kong. He's the kind of flex player. We'll have to. I guess we'll talk about that as we find out, because we can just speculate all we want until it starts.
Oreo-Man's kind of the player that has all the experience with every hero. Like, he's the guy that usually will choose anything that's out of the ordinary. But maybe they'll want him on a bit more of an important role, because Abathur's not going to be as game-changing as perhaps some of the other heroes.
Yeah. I'm really curious to see if we see split push type builds again from Abathur in this game. All right, first pick Jaina again, and it's been working out really well for DK. And going into this next one, Leoric, potential, Johanna, even could grab Malfurion.
They could certainly grab Malfurion, considering Uther is banned out. They might want to grab that top-tier healer before it's picked up from Snake. It's going to be Tyrael there.
Did not expect that.
Tyrael.
Tyrael's really good at delaying tributes.
Such a highly valued hero over here in Korea. He's a great hero. I mean, he's got great initiation with that judgment, but he's not always the best choice, I feel.
He has the second worst win rate of Warriors at rank 7, at 37%. The worst rate one is ETC at 0-1, who was played last week.
Yeah, I can see that.
By Duck Duck.
Yeah, I remember that, actually. Well,
not so good.
Doubt we'll see him today, to be honest.
A terrible win rate, though, for Tyrael, but we do see that initiate attempt. And they're going to Illidan.
Wow, they're just going to be simply picking up this composition. It didn't work for DK in game 1. Can Snake change it up?
Snake did this versus MVP Black as well in their first series of this tournament. So it's not out of the question that they would do something like this.
Well, let's see if they can make it work. I wouldn't be surprised if we see Oreo-Man on Illidan, to be honest.
I think it has to be him.
He's got a 20% win rate now.
Yeah, 1-4. There's a lot of different choices they could grab. I was going to say a tank would probably be where you want to grab now, because obviously healers, Rhaegar is probably going to be the one you want. If you have to take Malfurion, it's actually pretty okay too. So
sure.
What would be interesting is if DK banned Rhaegar, but I don't think they will. I think they might actually ban Sylvanas here, just a range damage dealer. They grab Vala instead, okay.
She's been a pretty hot pickup in this series so far, so that makes sense as well. Snake.
They're probably going to ban... I would want to say they want to ban Sylvanas or another damage dealer here.
Sylvanas would be a good choice.
We haven't seen how DK wants to play today except for their Abathur picks, because they did in both games. So when they don't have Abathur, what happens? We don't know yet.
They could even get rid of Anubarak, to be honest. Like, he was a scary, scary hero last game. And they're no doubt going to be going for that double tank composition No one really wants to go for a solo tank Tyrael. It just doesn't work.
Yeah, he's one of the weaker tanks. He's more of an initiator tank.
Kind of like a fighter almost, like Sonya, just a little bit more tanky.
Yeah, just like a bruiser, mini tank, semi-tank. They actually call this type of, there's actually a word for this in Korea. It's called sub-tank. That's actually what they call it, yeah.
Pretty much a good word for it, to be honest.
They call tanks like Johanna main tankers, and they call the tanks like Tyrael sub-tankers. They even called Stitches for a while sub-tankers. Sonya banned for Snake.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I like that. She's powerful. They couldn't even see a Murden, to be honest, if they want to try and deal with the Illidan that way. It was kind of the classic sort of way to deal with him, with that Thunderclap, slowing down the attacks, but being a little bit more rare these days, no one just really wants to pick up Murden, except for maybe MRR.
Yeah. Man, SC looking really stressed in that camera shot. Sylvanas, not surprising. I was actually surprised Snake decided to ban Sonya stuff, but again, just to kind of lock down those melee characters from getting up in Illidan's face.
Yeah, make sure Illidan has some pretty easy targets. Sonya, pretty powerful, does have a lot of survivability, a lot of damage as well.
Murden's still available as the second tank, so I wouldn't be surprised to see him picked up here. Well, I would in some ways because he's
Malf
Korea.
Even there we go. Malf would be that pick because they want to make sure they get it instead of Snake. And most likely, most definitely will be that Rhaegar on Snake as their 5th pick at this point.
Or are they going to grab a ranged damage? You know, what opportunities do they have here? Not going to see Kael'thas.
I want to see Kael'thas. I miss Kael'thas, but his chain bomb just ain't that good anymore. They had to nerf him again, so it hits 3 targets instead of all of them. It made me sad.
A second tank here really hurts their DPS. It does protect Illidan to a certain extent. Sergeant Hammer.
Oh, wow. Kind of a glass cannon lineup here with Illidan, Auther, and Sergeant Hammer. And then it's going to be that Rhaegar as the last pick. It's almost like they got picked into a corner here.
Yeah, which is what happened to DK last game, I'd say, but they made it work. Rhaegar, obviously the most likely pick here, but
it's ambitious against a Tyrael as well, picking up that Sergeant Hammer. If he Judgments and they just jump on him, he's gone.
Brightwing.
Wow, okay.
So Brightwing will be able to shield Illidan multiple ways in these fights, as well as, you know, Blink heal him, and also polymorph perhaps Tyrael once he goes into the Judgment. Still,
we should see another tank for Team DK. It's about what tank do they want? Arthas, Anub'arak, Muradin.
Arthas. I want to see SC play Arthas.
I want to see Anub'arak after that last game. I'm so inspired by their play. I think they could do it again. Web Blast wouldn't go astray either against someone like Illidan.
That's a good point. Either way, you know, Howling Blast or Web Blast, those 2 blasts, man, are gonna
the Blast, man. Blast is the hard counter to Illidan, clearly.
Let's put Illidan on Blast for a moment.
Exactly.
Now, I think it's SC's choice. You know, does he want to play his more comfortable hero, Arthas, or does he want to play, you know, Anub'arak, which we saw great success last game.
Well, they're certainly thinking about it down to the last seconds. 10 seconds left to decide what they want to go. A lot of mind games going into these picks and bans phases.
Leoric is going to be the choice.
Wow, okay. Well, certainly one of the most high-tier choices, that's for sure. Let's see if it does well against this lineup.
I expected a tank with more CC rather than slow and maneuverability. Leoric's ability to kind of ghost walk and body block is not as useful on this map. There's not as many choke points to kind of lock off with that. It's still a great pick and a great team fight tank.
A lot of survivability and a lot of self-healing as well with the Drain Hope, and most likely going to be Skeletal Swing that heals with the talents.
Absolutely. Well, the winner of this match not only will take the lead, but will be on match point. Let's go into Cursed Hollow for Game 3 here at the Heroes Super League semifinal match number 2. Welcome to set 3 on Cursed Hall. The score is tied, 1 apiece. Snake spawns in the blue, and their opponent's DK will spawn on the opposite side in red.
All right. Cursed Hollow, one of the biggest maps we have. Dare say one of the most balanced as well. I love this map. I feel like the objectives on this map are fantastic. It takes a while for them to really come online because you do need 3 tributes to trigger the curse. So it takes a while for things to really get off the ground and for one side to have a serious lead. But as I say that, look at the top here, already pressing the issue here.
And Crazy moving is getting very, very low, and down he goes.
Wow. All right, a little too greedy there. Great rotation from Snake.
Got to be careful about overextending with Sylvanas because that is going to be naturally... Sylvanas is almost like a magnet in the early game. Everyone is going to be attracted to that lane to make sure that she cannot get those pushes off.
Yeah. They're going to be looking for that 3-stack lane. Very Smiley putting up Sergeant Hammer as well. It's going to delay that.
She kind of counteracts because she's one of the strongest pushing heroes in the game as well in a tri-lane. Now, the Sergeant Hammer pick in this game is going to give them a ton of extra range damage if she can be protected. And we'll see if this ends up working out against the Tyrael pick. She's actually going to duo lane this with Abathur in the mid lane. Obviously, he can drop his symbiote in the top lane to kind of help push this back. And you can see that even with Sergeant Hammer, just a tri-lane with Sylvanas and, of course, the Innervate that Malfurion can put off, it's just so difficult to actually compete with that.
Yeah, it really is. And it's only going to get worse. The later the game goes, the harder it gets to deal with. Just going to remain trading up top here. See Solo in the bottom lane, and we also see Abathur as well as that Johanna in mid. So once again, they're going to start working the towers, and there's only Brightwing at the moment, so they're going to have to just let it go. Kind of a surprise here. Looks like they're going to try for their own down bottom.
What's interesting is oftentimes you'll have Brightwing alone like this, but against Brightwing in the tri-lane, it's unfortunate because if you have Brightwing alone in this comp, then she can teleport to the tri-lane to actually do a gank with Polymorph or just simply help and save everybody. I like that Mong is pushing the bot, but this push is just simply slower than what DK is putting off here in the top lane.
I mean, yeah, look at this. You're dealing with a Sylvanas. You can't just let that go. Even if you do have a Sergeant Hammer, the buildings can't attack you because Sylvanas is disabling them. Down goes up forward in the first 2.5 minutes.
You know, she disables buildings and minions, so the minion wave that's coming with this is just naturally going to continue to push faster than Sergeant Hammer's auto attacks, even in siege mode, can actually counter push. So we're going to see this fort go down, and they could actually try to collapse on the bot lane after this to try to punish Illidan and Sergeant Hammer. It looks like they might even continue to just simply push.
Wow, just going to trade this out. They could just keep pushing if they want to, but hold that thought, do some damage.
During all this, Jaehyun quietly takes the first tribute without a fight.
It does take 3 to really trigger that curse, so sometimes, more often than not, we do see teams give up that first one for more of a tactical advantage in a lane. I do appreciate that, that's for sure. No pressure till really the second and third tributes come online.
Surprised at how much DK allows that Sergeant Hammer push in the bot lane to go on. We do see Illidan is rotating up to the middle lane now, but there's no one to support him. He can't even try to grab Sylvanas here. He's all alone. He's probably trying to call to his teammates. Here comes a Brightwing TP for that gank, and Sniper just able to escape easily.
Yeah, not finding too much there. Maybe a bit late with the rotation from Tist as well. Same time, down bottom, that fort remains, so an advantage for DK in terms of laning. Here we go, the second tribute. Are they going to let it go? Are they going to fight for it? Looks like they are going to fight for it. They're less going in deep here. Was that a mistake?
Well, he doesn't have much of an escape now. Tist actually drawing everybody in as well. Noblesse does get caught momentarily, but will escape. And Leoric continuing to steal Tist's life. Kinu zoned again here. Does have to retreat.
That's right. And it's going to be like a 3v5 here, but they have caught him in a choke point, so a lot of DPS, a lot of AoE going down. Sniper the first to drop.
And down goes SC, it looks like as well. Oh. No! Oreo-Man survives, or excuse me, does not survive.
He blows up. SC survives somehow. Jaehyun caught in the most awkward place in the map.
Oh, look at this. Mong actually going for the chase here with that range damage.
Can he actually, that's so risky against 3.
He's got first aid still up, but it was definitely not worth it.
You're going to claim that tribute.
He really wants it.
Whoa.
Not going to happen.
All right, well, still decent fight for Snake after all that. To even things up here.
Yeah, you know, Tist's condemns are really the game-winning sort of, I guess, spells that went off in that game, just constantly pulling all the DK members into AoE damage, pulling them into Brightwing's flares.
If they can fight like that as, more often than not, like in those awkward choke points with the Johanna, then certainly they're going to be winning a lot of team fights that way, especially the later the game gets and that Sergeant Hammer gets stronger and stronger. Give her a Nexi Frenzy and things are going to get ugly.
Yeah, if Sergeant Hammer gets to level 20, her power is just, it's unparalleled for ranged damage dealers. The best auto attack damage, the highest range in the game at level 20. So let's see if Snake can grab this second tribute, because that will put them on curse point, if you will. One more tribute to grab it.
Curse point, I like that. Not to mention the fact that they almost have their heroics, so they can almost guarantee it. There's no way DK can really fight it once they hit level 10. Look at that. They're going to get it. Boom, level 10.
I think the Sergeant Hammer pick is really working out for them. Mong really knows what he's doing and is actually zoning these heroes out quite well and also chasing the lower heroes.
He's going to be waiting for an attempt on the boss or even a rotation up top to deal with this Brightwing.
Okay. Looks like instead of diving top, they're going to...
They might even just kill Kinu here. Just really caught out of position here.
Down he goes.
Boom, guaranteed.
They used 2 heroics for it, but you know, I think it's worth it. Eliminating healing off the map. And
that's a big thing.
That should secure DK the next tribute, so that's a big win, as they need that tribute badly.
Well, luckily, it is Brightwing after all. They can teleport to the team, so if
That's
need
true.
be, they can fight it out. So I think it's just a little too early for that tribute to come up.
Yeah.
Still, here they are. They got some space here. The top lane isn't pushed anymore. They can go for their mercs. Start the pressure themselves. And this is a good time to be getting the mercs because it's going to create a lot of pressure on the map while the next tribute appears.
Yep. And Korean comments are going crazy about something. I was trying to figure out what it was, but I'm just not finding it.
I'm trying to find it too. I just can't see anything that's really blowing my mind right now.
Sure. But anyway, we were just going to see that same build, by the way, on Tist's Johanna with the Condemn upgrades. I just wanted to point that out really briefly.
An interesting way to play it. I do like it though. Condemn's so powerful in kind of screwing up a team fight, pulling everyone together for some serious AoE.
All right, better heroic you know, availability here for Snake, and they're going to go in. There's the copy on Illidan, in fact. Kong copying Illidan. Orioman at the back doing that extra damage. The copy goes down, though, and Jaehyun's Tranquility is on point. And now that the copy is gone, I do not think they can actually contest this fight. Even with Mongdi's extra damage, just not going to be enough. Let's see.
Look at that
Noblesse gets a
delay.
bit too far.
And Mongs can just constantly delay this with napalm strikes, mind you. Not to mention that shield glare. And it's kind of whittling down the side of DK. SC getting very low. Still a very healthy side for Snake as well. Here comes Brightwing once again.
Yeah, let's see who she decides to polymorph. No decision yet. That fight looked like it was going way better for DK overall, but they just kept trying to take the tributes. They took a lot of extra damage, and the range delay potential, like you said, is just so strong here for Snake.
4 of the 5 heroics still available for DK as well if they want to go for a judgment attack at some point. Not to mention that March of the Black King to heal up the Leoric.
Noblesse taking a ton of damage, but he does have amplified healing. Crazy moving gets polymorphed, and down he goes. No escape, and SC is blocked as well. And will escape just barely. Sniper gets out as well. Kong going for the chase, actually, though.
Big hit. Nearly taking down Sniper as well. This should guarantee them the tribute and the curse.
Yep.
Huge advantage for Snake.
And it looks like they might even just go for
my
the boss.
God.
Oh, Mong going across, actually, from the boss pit. And
actually
SC's
huge.
got nowhere to run.
He's gonna be running on an awkward place here, but Illidan's gonna catch him.
Easily.
Orioman gonna be taking that kill for sure.
Down goes SC.
Wow, the rivalry continues.
I actually love that rivalry. I hope it builds further into the season.
I can only imagine how frustrating it is as well when that sort of thing happens.
Yeah, it can really get into your mind.
Look at this. They're going to take the top 4. They could even try for a bus camp. It is a little risky because they cannot really afford to lose a team fight this early on, especially like that.
Yeah, the boss also isn't as strong pushing a lane, so do you really want to risk it at this stage in the game? It's better, I think, to just keep the lanes pushed. And then once those lanes are pushed, your opponent has to kind of clean them up while the next tribute is swung, so you can even follow that tribute lead.
Man, Orioman going way deep here. Got to be a little careful. Don't want to run into the entire team. He does have the Abathur helping him out, but still, bad place. He could just go down.
Yep, Kinu comes in to help protect him. Like I said, Kino has to keep Oreo-Man somewhat on a leash. He is a terrifying player. He's got so much potential, but often does get angry and sometimes goes a bit too deep. Kino's got to keep him in check.
Oh, they're going to sneak in the boss here. You know, Curse is finished, so the map is wide open once again, but they're still pushing out lanes.
Yeah. And, you know, Illidan, one of the best heroes in the game at actually soloing, you know, a boss like this. Okay, they're going to check this boss, see they're not there. And if they rotate back, this is going to be bad for DK because they're going to be too late.
That's very ugly, and they see him coming, and they're going to cap it long before DK is anywhere near them. Huge advantage for Snake, and they could actually rotate down to the bottom left and take their own.
This is a big misplay by DK. They could have stolen the boss offensively. That probably would have been their best option, but instead they got literally nothing. Look at where they are right now. They're near nothing of relevancy at this point in time.
And they're going to go take the bottom boss as well. They're going to scout out the team with the top right boss, and it's going to give them enough space and knowledge to just simply go for this easy bottom left.
And you saw even just right before this, Tis did that blind shield glare just to make sure there was nobody over there.
Double check everywhere. Look at the damage they have. Just out of control here. Such an easy boss kill.
A 1-level lead as well, getting closer to level 16. And at level 16, Brightwing can get Critter Rise, which will, of course, increase the damage taken to polymorph targets significantly. Another one of those vulnerability talents you get at level 16, which are so important. And look at this push, actually. The boss coming down, Mong and Oreo-Man going to clean up this wave. And it's going to make this probably take out these cannons, these turrets down in the bot lane.
Yeah, this might also just guarantee them the level 16, which is going to give them such an advantage if they ever try to team fight. Here we go. Turrets are going to be the targets here. It's going to be so painful to deal with this boss when you do have Sergeant Hammer at the back just shelling with those napalm strikes.
And now Illidan gets blood for blood, which obviously is going to be great in a fight. And look at this. They can't even deal with Oreo-Man. He's got the symbiote on him. And they're actually going to get a keep here.
Going to get that first keep of the game.
They might get more than that if Noblesse gets stunned. A close call.
Yeah, they're going to be so careful. They're going to rotate out here very smartly. They got what they came for. They've destroyed their first keep. And look how many forts are still on the map for Snake right now. They are so far ahead in terms of buildings.
Yeah, 5-2 currently. And they can actually, because of this pressure, grab this tribute for free. Looks like Tist is going to be the one to do so. Mong kind of setting up some mines here, getting ready for someone to walk in. But it's just simply going to be a free tribute. And things are starting to look pretty dire for DK going into the mid-game here at 12:30. 2 levels behind, nearly at their level 16 talents.
Yes, they're slowly catching up in terms of talents, but I mean, they've just lost so much map control, so many buildings already, and it's only going to get worse from here, especially if Snake gets that level 20 first as well. They're going to be at a deficit when a crucial time comes around.
Notice the positioning of Snake. They're actually hiding in the jungle of DK, hiding in the boss pit, kind of invading here. There's another teleport gank here going on Sniper.
Gonna get out alive thanks to Jaehyun.
We're seeing all of these teleport gank attempts from Kino.
Oh man, this is actually gonna be a way overextension from Oreo-Man. Kinu's there to back him up, but the whole team is coming down on top of him, and he's already wasted his Metamorphosis.
Yeah, he doesn't have that anymore. All he's got is blood for blood to try to escape here, but he does escape, and while he draws all 5 members of DK up, guess who's split pushing again? It's Abathur in the bot lane, mid lane being pushed by Bruiser. So even though it looked like an overextension, and actually, frankly, it did allow them to get more push in the bot lane and in the mid lane. So it ends up being not the worst thing in the world.
Certainly so.
Let's see what happens at this next tribute, as it's about to be a 2-level lead in just a moment.
Look at that experience as well from Abathur. Not too much of a surprise, but still, it's like twice the amount of any other hero on the team.
Or in the game, for that matter. Looks like Snake going to let DK have that tribute, favoring split pushing again, knowing that it wasn't the 3rd tribute. And Brightwing teleports to Abathur in the top lane to actually continue to help push that lane. And they're actually just going to slowly try to push down that keep eventually.
Just keep map control for the point of when the tributes start to come up again, as well as those bosses. You know, they're going to have such an advantage in terms of map vision. They can't afford to let another tribute go, by the way, because that means they're going to get cursed, Snake that is, and things are going to turn pretty quickly for DK.
Notice Jaehyun's healing actually outdoes Brightwing's in this case, and that's pretty rare. That's pretty tough to do, which just means he's constantly on point, keeping everybody healthy, as well as his tranquilities are super good. Just a little stat there at the bottom. This is the most important tribute fight that Snake has to deny because this is basically DK's ticket back into the game.
Yeah, it's going to turn things around in a big way this late in the game. It's going to open up the bosses as well. Tiss going to be the target to start things off here.
Okay. Napalm Strike zoning very important here. Noblesse at the front to tank it, trying to force these heroics to be used on him. Warrior Man going in on SC meanwhile, but not the best soft target. Crazy moving, surviving here despite Kong and Tiss diving on him. Can he survive any bit longer? No, he cannot.
Man, just way too much damage. Noblesse might be the next target, but we do see way up the back there, Oreo Man triggering his Metamorphosis.
Oreo Man keeping Jaehyun out of the fight, keeping him away so that Jaina could not be saved. Very well done.
Oh, wow. Just going to actually so confident they're going to go for this Merc camp.
They can't,
while take the tribute.
They can't defend both, right? It's like take the Merc, you can take the Merc camp back from us or take the tribute. You can't do both. In fact, they're going to lose both.
Oh.
Look at that polymorph on Noblesse. He may go down here as well. He's trying to push these off. And actually, he might be able to do it. There's a big heroic used on Oreo Man.
I can't believe Oreo Man's still alive. Tisto getting it very low as well.
Yeah, Tist almost certainly will go down. But is it going to be worth it? Kinu actually getting low as well, and DK will win this fight as well as win their own bruisers back, but it now is a 2-2 tribute score. The next tribute going to be very important.
Little overconfident there from Snake. If they actually managed to cap both the Merc camp as well as the tribute, they would have had such a lead, but not the case. And look at that.
Yeah, this boss is going to go down, but this all goes down to the unsung hero in the bot lane was missing. Abathur is pushing the lane again, but they got the keep. Look at the wave. It's almost on the core, and that's going to be soon with siege minions as well as those locusts. Look, 3 siege minions pushing this lane.
It's going to force them back at a very critical time.
Exactly, when the most important tribute is about to come online.
Yep. And look at that, almost level 20 as well is Snake, so they're going to have such an advantage in terms of tribute, in terms of talents with those Storm talents. And then look at that tribute spawn as well, heavily favoring Snake in terms of positioning.
I feel like even though they have to defend their base, I think that getting the tribute would have been the better choice. If they get this tribute, how can they hope to stop a push with Abathur, the boss, and tribute with Curse upon them?
Then they're giving it up. They're just like, you know what, we're going to let it go and we're going to weather the storm here and start with working on this boss before it gets to our core.
Well, Crazy Moving's vulnerability talent that he got at level 16 on that Cone of Cold is going to really help slow this boss down. Kong is going for a dive again on Crazy Moving, but it looks like it's not going to happen. Oreo Man coming with him. They go for SC, and here's the teleport in. Polymorph on him could kill him here. And Kong will draw that back. And forcing a judgment on an Abathur clone is not what you want. The boss is hitting the core.
Oh man, SC is so low at the back there. They're just going to ignore him and go for the core kill.
Yep, and that should actually do it. It's going to be a 2-0 lead here for Snake with a big push, a big win on that tribute. Game 2, or rather win number 2 in Game 3.